I actually don't know what Vegemite by itself tastes like.
Hello, beautiful people. Well, you knew this video was coming. Previously, I mentioned that I would do a Melbourne food tour during my time there, and naturally, because this is me we're talking about, it has become a very last-minute food tour, which honestly shouldn't surprise anyone. And I'm gonna preface this by saying that you can probably tell in my voice, but I am a little bit sick, so I hope that you guys don't mind. I'm still gonna do what I need to do and give you guys this video, see how dedicated I am to you guys. Honestly though, I kind of actually like the way that my voice sounds, being a little bit sick. Sounds a little bit raspy, sounds a little bit sexy, so I don't know. I hope you guys enjoy my narration for this video. Anyways, for anyone wondering why it's actually taken me this long, I basically eat the same thing every single day. And you guys can fact check with Anna because I'm pretty sure she's seen me eat that soup every single day for the last 2 months that I was there. And that's just how it is. It's partly because my diet is just ridiculously simple. And the other part is, well, cost effectiveness, people. I've basically spent months walking past amazing restaurants and thinking, wow, that looks incredible, right before going home to eat my usual staples. So while Melbourne's over here serving up every cuisine imaginable, I've mostly been over here eating my usual rotation and calling it a day. But with my time in Melbourne coming to an end, it would be an absolute tragedy if I left without properly trying the food scene. Because from what I've seen, the variety is kind of insane. We're eating our way around Melbourne, seeing what all the hype is about, and hopefully making up for months of culinary neglect during my time here. Let's get into it. If you're gonna do a proper food tour, you need to ask the people who actually live there. And so, seeing as the people that I've spent the most time around have been my coworkers, they have become the unofficial food tour committee for this video. Which means today's video is less Rachel's Melbourne food tour and more things my coworkers told me to eat. If any of these recommendations are incredible, they deserve full credit. And if they're terrible, well, I know where they work. It's funny because every single person I asked gave me a different answer, which either means that Melbourne's food scene is genuinely that good, or people are trying to gatekeep their favorite spots. Honestly, both seem plausible. So essentially for this food tour, we are going to eat our way through Melbourne one coworker recommendation at a time. First up, we've got Jurgen's pick, Mango Tree Thai. Now, if there's one thing that I noticed about Melbourne, it's that there are Thai restaurants everywhere. Either way, I love good Thai food, so I had high hopes for this one. We started with these shrimp cakes that honestly look like little fried donuts. Not bad at all. They kind of reminded me of that Chinese dumpling har gow, except if they hit the gym and got a little crispy on the exterior. Nothing life-changing, but definitely tasty. Now, to be completely honest, I cannot go to a Thai restaurant and not order the pad thai. I know it's probably the most basic white girl choice on the menu, but I stand by it. And I actually feel like that's how you can judge how good a Thai restaurant will be. And you cannot sit there and tell me that pad thai isn't good. I refuse to accept that opinion. Once I mixed in the spicy chilies, the flavor level increased by approximately 700%, scientific estimate. Lastly, we ordered the pan-fried porterhouse, which I think is called a Crying Tiger at some other Thai restaurants. And yes, part of the reason why I ordered it is because I still wanted some protein element in the meal. Balance, growth, health. The other reason is that if there's beef on the menu, there's a high probability that I'm ordering it. And unsurprisingly, it didn't disappoint. Now, naturally, after a Thai meal, we wanted mango sticky rice. And by we, I I mean just me. Unfortunately, they didn't actually have it on the menu, which genuinely shocked me for a Thai restaurant. So the dessert mission continued. Then I remembered this place called Homm Dessert that I'd been seeing around Melbourne and had been really curious to try. As luck would have it, we scrolled through the menu and they had mango rice bingsu. Score. Ladies and gentlemen, we had a lead.
And then we put to advice anyone that's
Wow. It's actually giving me flashbacks to mango sticky rice in Thailand.
If there's one thing to know about me, when I intentionally venture outside of my beef, eggs, and/or soup rotation, I want variety, which means I am physically incapable of ordering just one thing. So, alongside the bingsu, we also ordered this shokupan salted egg toast thing, and let me tell you, this was the star of the show.
My daughter is going to go to whatever school. That's really good.
You look like you're crying.
That's dangerously good.
Yeah, it's fluffy and so crunchy at the same time.
The toast is really buttery. I don't know how I'm going to do the rest of the food tour. This is crazy. That's a lot.
Sweet toasted bread, ice cream, salted egg sauce. This combination absolutely had no business being that good. I am almost convinced that they put something addictive in it because that thing was dangerously delectable. Meanwhile, the table next to us ordered this avalanche bingsu thing wrapped in plastic. And the moment that they lifted the plastic, the sauce just cascaded down the dessert like some slow motion dramatic food commercial. And that thing looked ridiculous, in the best possible way, of course. I actually have a correction to make because there is one place on this food tour that wasn't recommended to me by my coworkers, and that is because the restaurant actually invited me out themselves, which is absolutely wild to me. This restaurant is called Dokutoku, which is a Japanese restaurant specializing in sukiyaki and gyukatsu. Before this experience, I had absolutely no idea what these things were, but then I saw the photos. Beef, wagyu, high protein. At that point, I didn't really need any additional information. Say less. I am there. Now, I do want to be transparent and mention that this meal was offered in exchange for content, which I actually haven't gotten around to creating yet because I've been in the middle of packing up my life and moving countries. But when I tell you that this place actually exceeded my expectations, I mean that genuinely. In fact, I think that this is the restaurant that I will be thinking about for the next few months while I'm sitting in Vancouver. For this foodie expedition, I brought along my loveliest friend, Akshaya. It's actually kind of ironic because she's way more of a cafe and restaurant foodie than I am, but that's exactly why I wanted her there. I couldn't think of anyone else that would be better to experience my first creator invite with. Also, just look at those model hands. Beauty, elegance, steadiness. Meanwhile, my hands are over here looking like I've been hauling groceries and lifting weights. Because I have. We ordered the Australian wagyu sukiyaki set, the signature gyukatsu set, and some takoyaki to start, plus a yuzu punch and a strawberry matcha. The gyukatsu set was essentially a panko-crumbed wagyu strip loin that you grill yourself to your preferred level of doneness. Naturally, we started there because for some reason, our brains could not figure out the instructions for the sukiyaki set. Collectively, we were struggling, or maybe it was just me. For this gyukatsu set, they had some dipping sauces, some salt, and a raw egg situation on the side, which admittedly sound a bit questionable at first. But my god, if it were socially acceptable to order double of this gyukatsu set, I definitely would. The Australian wagyu just has a way of melting in your mouth. It was unreal. Once Tom rescued and explained the sukiyaki situation to us, we got to work. And by work, I mean gently placing slices of wagyu into the broth and pretending that we were master chefs. We chose the truffle broth option, and let me tell you, we made the correct choice. The broth was rich, sweet, savory, and somehow every single slice of beef soaked up all of that flavor. Then you dip it into the poached egg, and suddenly you're questioning every life decision that didn't lead you to eating this sooner. Phenomenal. Then we had the takoyaki, which I feel like was the most underwhelming of the bunch. Not because it was bad, I just think takoyaki tastes like takoyaki, no matter where you go. And unfortunately for the little guy, when you're competing against Australian wagyu gyukatsu and also truffle sukiyaki, that's probably a battle that you're not winning. Sorry, buddy, you never stood a chance. Now, I'm not much of a fancy drink person anymore. Most days I'm pretty content with just plain water, but I figured if there was any day to branch out, it was now. So I ordered myself the strawberry matcha and ordered my friend the yuzu punch. And either we were absolutely starving or this is a place that genuinely does not miss, because I finally understood the hype about strawberry matcha. The yuzu punch was also incredibly refreshing, and neither drink was overly sweet, which, if you know, you know, that is one of the highest compliments an Asian could give. I'll get around to making that reel for Dokutoku soon, but just know that everything good I'm saying here is completely and 100% genuine. Because if I were spending my own money on a protein-packed meal, this would be an option that is right up my alley. Next on the list, we've got Sebby's Scrolls. This recommendation was brought to us by my sweetest coworker, Amy, and honestly it just seems fitting because this place specializes in cinnamon rolls. Sweet person, sweet recommendation. It just makes sense.
Oh my god, this is so good! Yeah, it's such good quality. Oh my god, it's like high-tech 4D. Hey guys! This has actually always been my dream. So if you want me to start a YouTube channel, just let me know in the comments down below. Give it a like, subscribe. You heard the lady. Have they been to a fitness fast before? Have they seen the steps? Really quickly with Tiago. This is where the magic happens. Magic does happen. Alright, I'm leaving it to you.
Now, apparently, Sebby's is pretty TikTok famous, which I wouldn't really know because I use TikTok approximately once every leap year. But clearly the people are onto something because Sebby's has quite the following. I visited their newer location in St. Kilda, and they're open from morning until around 2 p.m. or until they sell out. And after visiting, I completely understand why. I got there around 11 a.m. after a workout, and there were only a handful of rolls left, which immediately activated my scarcity mindset, and then I had to make important decisions under pressure. Now, if you have watched any part of this video so far, you know that I am going out of my way to eat outside of my normal routine, which means I am not ordering just one thing. We're here for variety. Research purposes, one could say. So naturally, I ordered 3.
Alright, so I'm here at Sebby's Scrolls. I was gonna wait until I was home to try these, but she warmed them up for me, so I feel like it's my due diligence to try them right now.
This actually looks so good. She said that her favorite was the Vegemite and cheese, and to this day I have never tried Vegemite here in Australia, so today is the day, and I feel like what better way than to try it like this, because I feel like it's bound to be good.
Usually my rule of thumb is to have something healthy, something filled with protein first before I eat anything else, but it's noon now, so I'm a bit hungry. Today we're going to be a bit more flexible. I will probably have 1 bite of each, save them for later, and probably give half to Anna as well.
But these things are actually pretty hefty, so I probably will not finish the entire thing myself for sure, but this is the Vegemite and cheese.
I don't know if it's because I didn't eat anything else and I'm just hungry, but that is really good. Also, I don't know. I don't taste the Vegemite. I actually don't know what Vegemite by itself tastes like, so honestly, can't go wrong with bread and cheese. Next, we've got pizza. So This is definitely not an everyday food for me, but once in a while, I'm always okay to enjoy the pleasures of life, including the foods that aren't normally in my diet. And actually, cinnamon rolls were one of my favorite desserts in the past, next to donuts too. Cheers. You know, everybody comes here for their sweet flavors, but for me, I actually think I like the savory rolls more. Vegemite and cheese, 9. Pizza, maybe 9.5. The original, maybe like an 8. Yeah, I'm definitely going in a bit more with the savory versions today.
Moderation was not invited to this food tour. These things are not small either. These rolls were actually pretty substantially massive. I ended up getting the original cinnamon roll, the pizza scroll, and the Vegemite and cheese. Because despite being in a bakery, I somehow was leaning towards savory options. Some habits die hard. Now, this next recommendation might surprise you. It's KFC. After working with my coworker Tiago, who's currently in his first bodybuilding prep, we have talked about food a lot. And on numerous occasions, he has told me that the first meal he's getting after he competes is KFC, specifically the Zinger fillet. This completely shocked me because in Vancouver, KFC is not necessarily known as the pinnacle of fast food chains. It's usually where all the dodgy people gather at odd hours of the night. So I set off on a journey to find the nearest KFC to work. Now, if you guys know me, and I hope that you do at this point, you know that I don't really go out to eat at fast food restaurants a lot anymore. Unless it's a place where I can order a plain beef patty and just call it a day. It's actually been so long since I've stepped foot inside a KFC that I actually had no idea what was the same and what was different compared to Canada. I saw that they had fries with chicken seasoning and thought, wow, that is so Australian, until I realized that Canada literally has the same thing, so that discovery lasted about 3 seconds. I was also told that Australians genuinely love KFC. I will say that the locations in Melbourne actually look a little more bougie than the ones in Vancouver. Anyway, one Zinger fillet coming up, and if I was going to try a Zinger fillet, it had to be with my coworker Tiago, because I needed to witness the reaction of a man who's been dreaming about this meal for months.
I'm so jealous.
Oh, it's actually like it's not like a chicken strip. Smell it. Since you're on prep, you can't have any, but like, is this the right one?
I think so.
Oh yeah.
That smells so good.
Honestly, I thought it would be more seasoned.
Really?
It tastes like normal chicken to me. It's juicy, but I feel like it would be more seasoned with the Zinger seasoning, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I got the right one.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Bruh.
It's not bad, but I could use more Zinger seasoning. Man is struggling right now, I'm so sorry.
To be completely honest, the Zinger fillet was kind of mid. Don't get me wrong though, it was a good piece of chicken, but based on the way that Tiago was talking about it, I was expecting some life-altering experience. I thought the seasoning could be stronger, more distinct, more zingery, but apparently that's an unpopular opinion though, because Tiago clearly disagreed. Being in prep for so long has amplified this man's taste buds to levels the everyday person could not comprehend. I empathize though, being someone who used to be in prep myself. One bite in and he looked like he was questioning every life decision that led him to voluntarily dieting for months. So for me, Zinger fillet gets a 2 out of 5, respectfully. However, Tiago did recommend a different place a little while back, that I would say completely redeems him of this recommendation. That place was T&L Bakery in Richmond. When you walk by, it looks like one of those little hole-in-the-shop places, but that's how you know that the food is about to be incredible. This place serves banh mi, and every time that I'd walk past it on my way to work, there would be lineups stretching all the way down the street, which is always a good sign. I ended up trying it when my friend Andre came to visit me in Australia, and wow, this place took me straight back to Vietnam.
Soft bread. Wow, a little taste of home. Exploding peanut.
We ordered the barbecue chicken banh mi, and wow, this thing was packed with flavor. Peanuts, cilantro, radish, all the good stuff. Now, technically Vietnam doesn't do barbecue flavors the way that the banh mi is named, so in that sense, it's a bit westernized. But the banh mi tasted incredibly authentic. Everything I could have wanted and more. A genuine 10 out of 10. So, congratulations, Tiago. You have officially redeemed yourself from the KFC recommendation. I also just love walking into Vietnamese shops whenever I get the chance because it gives me an excuse to practice my very broken Vietnamese. I don't really speak it anymore with anybody besides my parents, so it always feels nice reconnecting with that part of my culture. And speaking with the shop owner genuinely felt like talking to my Vietnamese auntie while she makes me food. If I had a car, I would have definitely taken you guys to Springvale as well because that area is literally a Vietnam outside of Vietnam. I mean that in the best possible way. End Bagels made it onto the list, and I blame Jade entirely. Over time, I've watched Uber Eats drivers arrive to the gym with her End deliveries, day after day, week after week. All those times, I would call her to let her know that her delivery has arrived and would be thinking, what is this place and why are you so obsessed with it? Eventually, curiosity got the better of me, so I had to check out their website. And honestly, the website alone almost sold me. Wood-fired gourmet bagels. Come on, you can't tell me that that doesn't sound good. How am I supposed to say no to that? Can we also take a moment to appreciate how good this website actually is? Every bagel has a photo. Every photo looks incredible. Consider my taste buds visually stimulated. According to Jade, this place does bagels better than anyone, so naturally, my expectations were high. There were a couple occasions where Jade had asked me to cover shifts for her, whether that meant coming in a little bit early or swapping shifts with her. So I made a bargain with her. I will cover your shifts, but only if you take me to End Bagels. And a deal was made. So after my last day of work, Jade, Tash, special guest Obi, and I finally made it happen. So we ordered 3 bagels and shared. The brekkie bagel, the brisket pastrami, and the hot honey salami. I should also mention that they had sweet bagels as well. Blueberry lemon cheesecake was on the menu, and years ago, that absolutely would have been my order. Somewhere along the way, times have changed. I've become the person who gets excited over savory food. I don't know when that happened, but here we are.
Have you had the hot honey one before?
Can I try it?
Perhaps in a little bit.
Enough to be here in a little bit, I'll be honest.
Okay, I'll have a bite.
It's got a little bit of jalapenos in it too.
Do you like spicy?
Not Obi jumped up in like,
Can I get in here?
I think this one's my favourite so far. Have you tried the pastrami? No.
Oh,
Good.
whoa. I love pickles. Oh wow. Oh my god.
Okay, pastrami's good. Yeah.
That's actually unbelievable.
I've had that one so many times in my life.
I haven't had a bagel in a minute, but this is doing something for me.
End Bagels is so good.
Okay. And then pastrami.
They're like loaded up as well. Which one's your favourite?
Actually, yours. The spice and the pickle. I am very satisfied.
I would probably, first would be this one, second would be pastrami, and then that one, but only because I've had the bacon egg one so many times, I reckon. I haven't tried the hot one, so last. like falling out. Obi, get out of there. What the hell, man? Little hoover onto the table. Yep.
These bagels were actually ridiculously good. So good, in fact, that I actually finished Jade's other half of her hot honey salami bagel. And I have no regrets. One thing I've noticed about Melbourne in general is that they are very big on sandwich culture. And when I say big, I mean that they take their sandwiches very seriously. Bagels, toasties, deli sandwiches. They're everywhere. Now, if you're not Australian, a toastie is basically an upgraded version of a gourmet grilled cheese. Think thick-cut artisan sourdough, ridiculous gourmet fillings, pressed until perfectly golden and crispy, usually accompanied by a very good coffee. Unfortunately, I don't actually have a toastie to show you, but a popular one that I know of is the beef and pickle toastie from Hector's Deli. I'll have to save that adventure for next time. Now, I do have some honorable mentions of some places that were not technically recommended by my coworkers, and the first one being Yochi. It is the best froyo bar in the city. They do the plain tart flavor just so perfectly, and at the same time that I really like this place, it seems that my preferred flavor and toppings is really just an elevated version of a Greek yogurt bowl. The second place is the chicken avocado sandwich from my old workplace at a cafe called People's Coffee, and I really don't know how they made a basic sounding sandwich taste incredibly gourmet, but they did. I still dream about that bread that they used and the texture of when it comes straight off the grill. To die for. And for the first time in my life, I have tried something called HSP, otherwise known as the Halal Snack Pack. This was just a place that I passed by on the corner of a street on my way to work, so I don't necessarily remember what the place is called, and honestly, almost every kebab place somewhat looks the same, but let me tell you guys, this thing was one of the most phenomenal things that I have ever tasted. And I don't know how it took me nearly this long to discover what this is. Actually, I do know because this is not a very popular thing in Canada. So HSP is something that my roommate Anna also talked about as well. I stumbled across this place at a time where I was in my luteal phase and really craving protein, but also really craving carbs. So essentially, HSP is a batch of crispy fries topped with kebab meat, whether that's lamb, chicken, or other, with sauces like garlic, barbecue, and tomato sauce. And it is the most incredible thing ever. Let's just say, my life will never be the same. Poutine who? I don't even know who that is anymore after trying HSP. This looks underwhelming from the outside, but trust me when I say it will hit every single dopamine receptor that you have. Honestly, if Australia and Canada went into a food war, I don't really know what side I'm picking anymore, but I will say that the area where Canada wins is definitely sushi. With that being said, we have come to the end of this food tour, and actually, the end of my time in Melbourne. I spent that last week using this food tour as an excuse to explore a little more, see the friends that I wanted to see before I leave, and work a few extra shifts to cover my butt before I head back to Vancouver for the summer. Everything seems to have happened in the blink of an eye, even though I tried my best to stay present during my time in Melbourne. These last few months just seem to have flown by insanely fast. It honestly almost feels just like yesterday that I arrived in Melbourne, ready to start over and break away from everything that I once knew. And now, for the third time, I find myself packing up my life in 2 suitcases again and moving forward onto the next thing. The goodbyes were bittersweet. First up was my roommate Anna. I genuinely loved living with her, and after our time together and everything that I learned about her, it only felt right to leave her with a parting gift.
I have a little surprise for you.
Oh my god, what is this?
Of course I was gonna get you a parting gift before I go. Also not me reusing the Palermo bag that we got from Chadston.
Why did you do this? This is
Because
Aww.
you can read the card now or later.
Right, are you gonna come around with something?
No, I can't wait for you to open it.
Oh my god! I'm literally never gonna like this.
It smells like actual honey. That is crazy, is it not? Because your obsession with me is and I was like, this I must add to the candle collection because I actually never got to.
Got it. Government, you can say.
Yeah.
Married.
Yes. And then keep me here forever.
What the hell is it? God, this is insane.
So cute.
This is so cute. I never want to line it, the little bee.
You can name him Piastri after the
The bee Piastri. Oh my god.
Isn't that crazy that it actually smells like real life honey?
Yeah.
I don't know how they did that.
It smells so good. I want to just sniff it all day. I actually don't think I'm going to do it right now.
It's one of those things that's just...
I also brought treats to my coworkers on my last day because if there was one thing that remained consistent throughout my entire Melbourne journey, through the ups and the downs, the uncertainty, and all the changes, it was this workplace and the people in it. It only felt right to thank them. To be honest, it's incredibly rare to find a workplace where every single person is genuinely cool. My manager felt more like a homie than a manager.
What's up?
What's up?
What's up? My manager.
How are you?
Everyone supported each other, everyone wanted each other to win, and somewhere along the way, it started to feel like a little family. I'm really sad to leave a place that I genuinely looked forward to showing up to. So I brought in donuts from TODCO, aka the Oak Clay Donut Company. And if you've watched my arrival experience in Melbourne, you would know that they are actually my first ever food experience here. So it only felt fitting that they were part of my goodbye too. Melbourne has taught me a lot. I came here wanting to prove that I was capable of building a life outside of everything that was familiar to me, a life that was mine. And I think I accomplished that. Not just through becoming more independent or more self-sufficient, through being able to make unfamiliar spaces feel like home, or as close to home as I could make it. Somewhere along the way, I realized that home isn't necessarily a place. It's a feeling. It's a sense of safety that you create within yourself. And through all the changes, challenges, and uncertainty that came along with this chapter, I feel like I managed to build that. Now, moving on to this next chapter, I know that I will be spending summer back home in Vancouver. The plan was to spend a month here and then leave to Northern Australia to do my regional work and extend my visa. Because technically, I still have about 4 months left to do it. But lately, I've found myself standing at a bit of a fork in the road. Because at this point, there are certain things calling me back home to Vancouver. People I want to be around, milestones that I want to be present for. And to be honest, there actually was a scary situation that involved my mom a little while back. And it really put things into perspective about what I would be risking by being so far from family. I can see a version of my future that exists in Vancouver. Things I could build, relationships I could nurture, opportunities that I could pursue. But at the same time, part of me feels like I'd be leaving a piece of this journey unfinished. Like, there's still more parts of Australia waiting to be explored. So for now, the next month will be a bit of a trial run, a chance to see how I feel returning to the place that I grew up in. Because one thing that I know for certain is that I don't want to return as the same person that left. I want to hold on to the growth, the expansion, the confidence that came from stepping outside of my comfort zone. So, while my chapter in Melbourne has come to a close, who's to say what's next? If you've made it this far in the video, I just want to leave you with this. It's okay to be uncertain about where you're going. Most of the time, you don't even need to have the entire plan. You just need to have the courage to put one foot in front of the other, and as long as you do, you'll always end up exactly where you're meant to be. Thank you for being a part of this chapter with me, and I'll see you in the next one.